Hey folks, today we're spotlighting Gretzky, our Nantan, as he heads into GORUCK selection. It's one of the toughest endurance events out there. I asked him 4 quick questions to hear what's on his mind going into it. First off, what drew you to GORUCK selection in the first place?
You know, it's kind of a long story, I guess, really. You know, when I first joined F3, you know, back in late 2020, and then that was September 2020, and my New Year's resolution going into 2021 was start doing more things that I didn't like doing, and running was the top of the list. So I got into running. Ended up doing my first event was a Spartan Ultra. From there it kind of escalated to 50 milers and 100 Ks and 100 milers. And you know, as terrible as those things were, I was like, well, what's next? What else is gonna really get me out of my comfort zone? And so I started researching, and you know, I had done a couple GORUCK and GORUCK events, and you know, they weren't crazy difficult, but you know, they certainly were challenging. But this one was like 2% pass rate, and I'm like, if that's not going to get me out of my comfort zone, what will? And so, you know, knowing a little bit about it, didn't do a huge amount of research, and I always find, you know, just sign up for something, even if you don't know what you're signing up for. Once you sign up, you're going to start figuring out pretty quick what you're going to need to do to get there. And you know, if you're always signing up for something that you know you're going to complete, you're not trying hard enough. And this has definitely been a journey. So, you know, that's pretty much why I decided to sign up for selection.
What's been the hardest part of your training and preparation so far?
I gotta say, without question, it is training by myself, which sucks. Especially when I have been accustomed to being around all the hymns in our region, you know, getting after it early mornings, you know, whether it's just a beat down or double, triple downing or doing C-stops. You know, when I started training for this, I was thinking, oh, I'll try and rope some guys into it, but I gotta say, this is a different type of training. You know, this is like, sometimes you're doing 4 hours, you're doing 15 hours on the weekend, and you know, if you're not signed up for it, you're like, why the hell would I be training like that? So you know, I quickly realized that this is a solo mission, and you know, it's I have certainly learned a heck of a lot through it, but you know, if you compare what it's like training with the men next to you, knowing that you're holding each other accountable and you're showing up for the man next to you, it's a whole lot easier to get there and do that. Where if it's just you, your self-discipline needs to go through the roof. You cannot allow those excuses that creep into your mind to say, oh, I need a rest day, or oh, just let me sleep in a little bit more. This is where you really need to take that self-discipline and double down on it. And no question, that has been a test that has pushed me in this preparation.
How has F3 shaped your mindset for this type of challenge?
It has definitely put me on the right trajectory. And prior to me joining F3, my life was a bit of a mess and disarray. My concentrica was upside down. My priorities weren't right. I didn't even know what my values were. And you know, once I started joining F3, you know, and beyond the beatdowns, beyond the fitness, which were a big piece of the puzzle, right? I mean, you know, I think the fitness and getting after it and doing challenging things helps to get that physical and mental mindset right. But then also the 30 for 30s, the shield locks, the horizontal relationships between men and having those difficult conversations, realizing You know, that we all have challenges in our lives, and you know, how do we deal with things emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and you know, really starting to focus on those things and locking in and applying it, right? Because you know, when times get tough, what do? Do you push through, or do you fold, right? And that is a conscious decision that you get to take. And the more that you put yourself into that position to be able to make that decision, the stronger you'll get every time. And if you are making a concerted effort to take that path of most resistance, it will soon become just who you are. And you don't even need to think of it. Think of whether you're going to push through it or not. And that's when you know, when you wake up every morning and you seek those challenges, that you're on the path of having that hardened mindset. And F3 has helped with that for me tremendously.
And finally, what do you hope the men of F3 Richmond take away from you stepping into this?
You know, really, I think it's about getting outside of your comfort zone. Signing up for things that you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And you know, if you're going to challenge yourself, really challenge yourself. You know, don't just sign up and say, okay, I've done a 5K before, I'm going to do another 5K. I know I can do that. Instead of a 5K, sign up for a marathon, right? And be like, you know, get yourself a little bit, oh wow, that's something I've never done. I haven't even thought of doing that. And then once you've signed up for something, then you're going to put together the steps. You're going to put together the preparation on how to get there. But if you never sign up for it, you're never going to do that. So I challenge each of you men to get outside and get outside your comfort zone and figure out, you know, what that is. And it might not be physical, right? It might be, you know, something that you have been wanting to do, you know, switching careers or taking on that next challenge at work, or, you know, volunteering for something that you thought you never would do. But when you do take it on, then it's time to lock in, figure out that preparation steps, all the support that you're going to need to get it done. And that's where growth happens. So, you know, that's, you know, if there's any encouragement or things that I hope that others, you know, might take away from this, it would be getting outside your comfort zone and sign up for things you don't know what the end result would be.
Huge thanks to Gretzky for sharing his thoughts. Brother, I'm really sorry you felt alone while preparing for this, but know that you've got an entire region behind you every step of the way while you're out there. Pax, show him some love down in the comments. He needs the support as he takes on this challenge. He's a real him. Once Gretzky's back and decompressed, we're going to be looking to follow up with his experience. In the meanwhile, let me know anyone else who we should spotlight in the region next. Thanks a lot. Until next time.